Hi, today I'm going to show you how to connect your data to the Intelligent Plant App Store using App Store Connect. App Store Connect is a tool that you install on a server on your network that allows you to connect data sources such as OPC servers and OSI SoftPy to the App Store. It works by creating a secure two-way connection to the App Store and allows you to control which applications can access your data. Once installed, App Store Connect can automatically download updates, giving you access to new features and data source drivers as they become available. To start off with, I'm going to visit the App Store at appstore.intelligentplant.com and log in. You can log into the App Store using a LinkedIn account or a Google account. Alternatively, if your organization uses Office 365, you can log in using your work account. Once we log into the App Store, we're taken to the App Store homepage. The App Store has great apps available, like Gestalt P&ID and Gestalt Trend. But to get real value from the apps, you'll want to work with your own data. This is where App Store Connect comes in. Click on the App Store Connect card. Once the page loads, click on the link to download the App Store Connect installer. Once the installer is downloaded, we need to run it as an administrator. App Store Connect also includes its own lightweight data historian, which apps can use to store calculation results, and a big data service, which can be used to store alarms and events for use with applications like alarm analysis. Next, we need to log into App Store Connect using our App Store account. Double-click on the App Store Connect link on the desktop. This will open the configuration interface in a web browser. Next, click the button to log into the App Store. This takes us to the App Store consent screen. You'll notice that the page is encrypted and running on the App Store. Whenever you sign into an App Store app for the first time, you'll be taken to this screen, which explains the permissions that the app is requesting. Some apps, like App Store Connect, ask for offline access, which allows them to keep running in the background even when you're not logged into the computer. Once you've signed into App Store Connect, you'll be taken back to the configuration page. Here, you can see that App Store Connect has started downloading the latest update. The update is automatically installed once it's been downloaded. You can also use this page to keep track of App Store Connect's connection status. Once everything is up and running, we can configure DataCore, Intelligent Plant's data connectivity tool. Click on the Configure DataCore button. Once DataCore has loaded, we want to configure a new data source. Go to the Real-Time Data menu and select Data Sources from the menu. As you can see, App Store Connect has already configured the Edge historian I mentioned earlier and a couple of other things too. What I'm going to do now is show how easy it is to connect to an OSI SoftPy server. Note that OSI Soft's AF SDK must be installed on the server already before we can connect to Pi. Click on Create Data Source to open the data source creation page. From the drop-down list, we can select from the available data source drivers. In this case, I'm going to select OSI SoftPy from the menu. I'm going to give the data source a name, and I can also provide a short description. click the Create button to create the data source. We're then taken to the data source configuration page where we can modify data source settings. The driver automatically selects the default Pi server that was configured when the OSIsoft AF SDK was installed. If required, we can configure a different Pi server here. We can also choose between Windows authentication and Pi authentication and specify alternative credentials if required. Once we have finished configuring the connection, we can start it by setting the disabled setting at the top of the page to false. Notice how the panel header changes to indicate that the driver is now running. If we navigate back to the data sources page, we can now see that our Pi connection has been added to the list. We can click on the Actions menu and select Browse Tags to open the tag browser for the data source. From here, we can search for tags and view tag details. Now that we have our Pi server configured, we can start using it with App Store apps. I'm going to use Gestalt Trend to look at some historical data. We'll open the App Store again, go back to the home page, and then click on the Gestalt Trend card. We're taken to the consent page again, but this time we can see it's Gestalt that's asking for our consent. I can choose which data sources I want Gestalt to access by clicking on the Data Sources button and by choosing the data sources from the list. I then click Allow Access to continue into Trend. Once I'm in Trend, I can create a new Trend window, and I can see from my data sources list that Trend has access to the Pi server that we selected on the consent page. I'm going to search for the Sinusoid tag and add it to the trend. As you can see, it's really easy and really fast to get your data into the App Store with no need for expensive and time-consuming data replication from your network into the cloud. You can use the data sources you already have and start getting extra value from your data today. Thanks for watching.